Good morning, Year 2, and welcome to your Thursday maths lesson. I'm going to share my screen and let's get started. Okay, as always, we're going to start with our fast 5. So pause the screen, put the timer on for a few moments, 5 minutes or so, and see how many of these questions you can do. Off you go. Okay, fantastic, well done. If you haven't finished, pause me again and carry on. But if you're ready to go through the answers, let's go. So we've got 7 times 3 is 21. We've got 6 times 6 is 36. And 10 divided by 5, we have got is 2. Okay. 11 times 5, 55. 4 times 7 is going to be 28. 40 divided by 10 is going to be 4. 9 times 3 is 27. 24 divided by 4 is 6. 81 divided by 9 is 9. 6 times 2 is 12. 36 divided by 6 is 6. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, so well done if you got all of those right. Fantastic. Give yourself a pat on the back and a round of applause. Right, let's move on. So today, we're going to identify faces in 3D shapes. So we're going to make sure that we know the names of our different 3D shapes, and we're going to link that to how many faces the 3D shapes have, and know the difference between the curved faces and the flat faces. So to help us out to start with this morning, I went around my house and I'm going to actually stop sharing so I can show you properly. Okay, I went around my house and found that what 3D shapes I could find. So my first one I found is a cylinder. And I want to show you that the faces are these parts. So these parts are the faces, the sort of the flat bits, the bits that are the areas around it that make it 3D. When we have a flat shape, we don't have any faces because they're the bits, they're not the bits that stand up, the bits that make it become alive and become 3D. So here we can see that there's one face and it's a curve, there we go. But it's a flat face here, and then here we've got a curved one going around here. So we've got a flat face, and then around here we've got a curved one going around. They're the bits that make it be 3D, the bits that make it stand up. So there's my cylinder. And then this one, it's the only thing I can find that looks like a cone. So again, you can see it's got a face around here, a curved one that sort of stands up, and then a face at the bottom as well, like if it was covered up. Have a face at the bottom as well to make my cone. So you can see these are the faces. You would have talked about faces in year 1. And then I've got my cuboid. So my cuboid, I've got my faces again, I've got my rectangular faces. This is got a bit of a curve bit at the top, so it's not an exact cuboid, but you can see again there's a face here, a face here, face here, a face at the top, and a face at the bottom. They're all the bits that make it stand up and make it come together. So when you make a 3D shape, you'll have all of the faces and then you have to bring them up together. Some will be curved, some will be flat to make the shape become 3D. Okay, so I'm going to reshare my screen now and we can use that to help us carry on. Right, okay. So today we're looking at 3D shapes, which we know that shapes that are not flat, they're solid, they stand up, they have these faces that bring them up and make them become a 3D, a solid shape. Curved, we've already talked about, it's going to be rounded and it's going to be in like not a straight way, and then flat is smooth like that. So curved, rounded, not straight, and flat, completely and utterly smooth. So if you need to, the shape information is in the folder in the organizer, which you can use from there to help you. And that will help you again to remember the names of the shapes as you're going through and working out their faces today. And as you can see on here, the face is pointing to this part here, which is exactly what we talked about, one of those bits that brings it up, those areas around the shape. So here are some 3D shapes, and underneath are their names. I would like you to have a go at matching the 3D shape to its correct name. Pause the screen and have a go. Okay, if you're ready, let's go through the answers. So the first one, if we look at this, it's made up of all square faces. It's got 6 square faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's got 6 square faces. So, and we know that if it's got all squares, no other shapes in it, all completely and utterly squares, it's going to be a cube. Okay. Now, this one here has got 2 square faces at the end. It's like my box, which is a bit rounded, but it's got 2 square faces. And then all the rest of them are rectangles, okay? So it's all, they're not all squares, but again, it's got 6 faces. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can see it on the picture as well. 1, 2 each end, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the name of this shape, which has squares and rectangles, is a cuboid. Okay, this one here is like my candle. Okay, it's a cylinder. It's got a circular face at the top, a circular face at the bottom, both flat, and then in the middle it's got a curved circular face. So that can go to cylinder. A sphere, like a football, is this one here. There we go. And a pyramid. Now, here's my pyramid here, because it's made up of mainly triangles, but this is actually going to be, if I look at the base of the pyramid, it's got a square. So it's not going to be, it's going to be an actual square-based pyramid. So I'm going to add that to it, because you have to give that detail. So we're going to put in here, because it is a pyramid, because it's made up of squares, of triangles around it, but its base is a square. It's going to be a square-based pyramid, and the rest of it is triangles. If it had a triangle, then it could just be called a pyramid. So great matching. Well done if you got all of those right this morning. So we're going to have a go now together. Here is some shapes. Which one of these shapes has 5 faces? Okay, so pause your screen, have a little look at these shapes and work out which one has 5 faces. Okay, and the one you should have chosen should have been this shape here, which is a prism, because it's got rectangles leading it up there, but it's a triangular prism, because if I check the ends, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the bottom one, 5. So that should have been the one you had picked, and it's called a triangular prism. Okay, it's got that prism because it's got those edges that are those rectangles, but then the base, either end, is a triangle, which makes it a triangular prism. Okay, tick the shape here then that has 6 flat faces and 0 curved surfaces. So which one has completely 6 flat faces like this, the flat faces like this, and none of these curved faces, which are like this? Okay, which one? Pause the screen and choose, and see if you can name it as well. Okay, and the one you should have picked should have been the middle one here. 6 faces, 1, 2, 3, and then the opposite sides, 4, 5, and then the bottom, the base, 6, and they're all flat, they're all no curved, and this shape is called a cube, because we know if it's got all squares, it's called a cube. Right, now we've got this picture, and this picture again, we know it's a pyramid because it's got some triangles. If we look at its base, we've got a square. So it's a square-based pyramid. Okay, so we know it's a square-based pyramid. What shapes, what faces has it got? Which ones are flat, and which ones are curved? See if you can work it out now. Having a look at the shape and seeing if you can work it out. How many flat faces has it got? And how many curved surfaces has it got? Off you go. Okay, and if you're ready for the answer, it should have been the shape has 5 flat faces and 0 curved surfaces, because it's got no curved bits going round, but it's got 1 flat bottom, then 1, 2, and then the other edges 3 and 4. So 4 and 5, 1, 2, 3 and 4 around the edge, and then the flat face at the bottom makes 5. So you can see 1, 2, and then the other triangles over here, 3 and 4, and then the flat base 5, but it's got no curve, they're all flat faces. Okay, so on Teams now, you have got some pictures of some shapes. Some are trickier than others, and you're going to have a little look and see if you can work out how many faces they each have and then write their name in here, but check the spelling. And see, there's some prisms and there's some pyramids, but check their bases to work out which kind of pyramid they are, and check their ends to work out what kind of prism they are. As it's stretched this morning, you can find your 3D objects around your home and label them with their name and how many faces they have, just like I did with my tin and my party hat. See if you can go around your home and see what you can find, and take some pictures and upload them to Teams with your assignment. Okay, I'll give you your feedback and I'll do your marking on Teams, and I look forward to seeing your work. Bye for now.